I don't know how else to say it. I failed. The holidays and the stress got the better of me. Guys, Happy New Year. It's great to be back. I couldn't complete my Carnivore holiday challenge. If you remember, before I left on vacation, I set myself a challenge. I was going to use my time on holiday to tweak my carnivore diet. You see, I drink a lot of coffee. I love coffee. And my body has become quite dependent on it, especially in the mornings. And that's why I wanted to give it up, at least for a while. I wanted to see what improvements I would get from getting coffee out of my diet. And even though I enjoy the taste of a coffee, I'm way too dependent, way too reliant on it, so it needs to go. So my plan was to give up coffee while I was on vacation because I knew I'd experience some tiredness not having coffee in my diet, and that's a lot harder to deal with when you are at work. But my plan went off the rails very fast, for two reasons: stress and social. Let's start with the stress factors. On our first day, our flights got rescheduled and eventually cancelled, and that screwed up our plans quite a bit. We ended up having a mad dash to an airport hotel because of the flight rescheduling, only to check in and then find out the flight had been cancelled and we needed to take a plane the next day. The airline refunded our hotel stay, but the rescheduling, the rushing around, and the eventual cancellation made things super stressful. But I only have myself to blame for booking our flights with Jetstar. I've been burnt before and promised never again. I tried it again, and I got burnt again. At some point, I'm going to stop touching that hot stove and use a different airline. So this was all super stressful and a bad way to start our vacation, and it wasn't long before I was getting jittery for a coffee. And I caved. The mathematical formula for this is A equals B, therefore C, where A is Jetstar, B is cluster, and C is drink coffee and sulk. And after the stress factor, there is also the social factor. I don't drink beer or wine anymore, so it was nice to be able to have a coffee with my family and relax and chat. Now, other than coffee, I was strict carnivore when I was in Australia, and I ate more delicious steaks than I've ever had before. And the great thing about ordering food in a restaurant in Australia is you can say to them, I only want the steak. I don't want any vegetables, any sauces, any of that stuff. Just give me the steak with some salt. And they will oblige. My experience in Japan in a regular restaurant is if you say that, you'll get looked at like you have two heads. But anyway, for now, I think the coffee has to stay. It remains as my social and dependency drink for the time being. So guys, how are you doing with coffee? Is it something you've never had? Is it something you gave up when you started carnivore? Or like me, is it a staple in your life? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to click like and subscribe, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video.